is that Mozart he actually now is going to give you something which he's unfolding this, and this gets at the idea of time reversal. That even though you started the composition at the beginning, but do things really go in sequential order in and of itself? Or is there something else that's a higher idea? So it gets into the idea a little bit of the hypergeometries we're looking at, where you have a higher idea that is governing the unfolding of what is happening in each moment. So the key inside of when you have to unfold the composition, therefore, you have to be at the highest level of the thought. And therefore, that as you're unfolding each part, you're not really proceeding from here to here to here. You hear a lot of times bad performances, it sounds like it's like either a marching band or it's sections. They start here, then they start again, and then they start again, and they start again. And by then, you're in trouble, right? But so now the idea is how do we shape the totality so that we know what the irony, what the paradox is that's driving the unfolding, and be able to keep the tension throughout the piece that never lets up, but actually is forcing, it actually allows the mind of everybody listening into your mind, into Mozart's mind, in this case, to go to it's actually going to a higher idea. And so let's take the very end of this for a minute. I'm going to try to experiment. This is kind of an experiment, but, you know, let's see what happens, okay? Now, what we want to do is, you have to look at, let's look at something here, so you do have a little bit of a text to work from. Because you're dealing with esto nobis regum statum in mortis examine, and then in mortis examine. Now you have to ask yourself the question, what is he repeating? What does he repeat twice? What's the point? And then what's the difference? What happens differently in the second repeat that is different than in the first repeat? And how does he, and what is the point that he's making? In this case, very specifically about what immortality is. What is the test of that? But that's true of every composition, every creative act, whether it says it or not literally, it is about that, no matter what it is. It's about that question, what is man? Why is man not an animal? That's the issue Mozart, Bach, all of them were dealing with. That man is absolutely not an animal. Therefore, the distinction of man not being an animal lies in this creative capacity, which in the case of music is based on this beautiful bel canto, art of singing, and the question of the well-tempered system, the two as a one. And therefore, you're not dealing with notes. Therefore, you're not dealing with fixed frequencies like these assholes, like Rameau and Helmholtz, which really are just modeled on Aristotle and the whole Babylonian cults, to try to say, well, there are these things found in nature this way called notes. There are these things called fixed frequencies. There are these things that are just, structures that you put together, called chords and all this stuff. That's as rotten as Euclid is, okay? And it is not true of the real universe at all, and it was all constructed to destroy the primacy of this bel canto method. And Bach created a revolution around this, which just lifted the whole process up of what is a real idea, what is a real musical thought. And Bach was not liked for this by his enemies. And so what you're looking at right now is that, so you're dealing with this question, that's why the tempering is so important. Because and the tempering is related to the idea, to the bel cantoization. So let's take this last bit, and let's think about it for a minute as we do it, as you sing it. What is going on in this last section? And so I think the first thing we'll do, let's just start it out, if we can do it right in the middle of the Esto Nobis.
Middle of the Esto Nobis?
No, right on the beginning, right where the Esto section. I'll give you a little introduction so you can start it. Keep going. I'm just going to. Yeah. Okay, just keep going.
I was like, does it sound